Returning to 71A, front of the microwave filthy. So if we open the drawer, and what we see here is all food and things, which, you know, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of if I was moving in here today. The burners, I'll just get that, all covered in stuff. Obviously that has been wiped over, but not very well. If we then put our mind to the extractor, that is grease. This is just covered in grease. The extractor unit itself is covered in grease, and on the top and on the sides. Down the side of the cooker there, this is all yellow and greasy. The door is covered in bits of food. The inside looks alright. All of these units are covered in food all the way down the front, and will need to be cleaned. The floor down here in the kitchen is covered in food. Now to the sink unit, that's not too bad, that one. Apart from the fact that on the front of it, it's covered in food. Lift that disgusting thing up again. The sink has been clean, but it's all patchy. Nothing too drastic there. The walls behind this cabinet haven't been cleaned. Washing machine. So, all in here is just filthy. It hasn't been cleaned. The front of the cabinet itself is covered in food and things. This cabinet drawer is all covered in finger marks, as is this one here. If I just pause for a second over something stuck to it, more things stuck to it, this needs cleaning. The back door, it's got marks all over it, fingerprints, it's not been cleaned. So now into the dining area. Now presumably there was some sort of bin near here because the wall is covered in food and the skirting board is covered in food and the floor is covered in food. There we are, there's the food. And moving along, the skirting board's all the same. Moving to the fridge. Right. Well, it's cleanish except for the fact that it's covered in bits of what smells like curry. Outside of the fridge is on the wall here. You can see fingerprints clearly. So if I look at the front of the fridge, you've got bits of food all in the top here and all over the bottom down there. And outside the fridge we've got scuff marks and things which we now need to clean off. So the fridge is not in a very good, the kitchen rather is not in a very good state. Working our way through now, we're going to go upstairs. Well, the walls are marked on the way upstairs, but no more than would be allowed for fair wear and tear. That's not a very nice mark on there. But again, we haven't been cleaned. Look, there's cobwebs all over the door frame. I'm now in the upstairs bathroom. Now if I shut the door, we've got hair, we've got all sorts of nasty marks all over the back of the door, we've got some yellow splattering stains on the back of the door, both sides. This isn't clean. The floor here is filthy. Around the bottom of the bath, on the floor, it's not been cleaned. Down here. Turning our attention to the towel unit, for example. This is covered in watermarks. Now if I rub that, you can see, while I was rubbing, it would actually have come off. Tiles are dirty, the toilet seat is not clean particularly. Behind here is all grubby. Yeah, grubby down there. Behind the toilet, the floor is not clean. The sink itself is unclean. If you look around the tap, for example, all lime scaling, horrible. We've got hair on the tiles down here. We look into the bathroom. This is disgusting. I know, I shouldn't say that, but it's not. I mean, this isn't rocket science. If I scrape it with my finger, it comes off. This has not been cleaned. Here, on the other side again, one little scrape and it's clean. Hair, plug socket's filthy. This is dirty all in here. Nobody want to touch that. This is absolutely caked in soap. Behind here is not clean. The shower unit itself isn't clean. The door is filthy, top to bottom. It's disgusting. What to do it again? Bathroom. Seriously going to need to clean. You know, just turn our attention just to a little thing like, could they have cleaned off these switches? Well, they could have done, but they didn't. In the pink bedroom. First thing I noticed is that there are some marks on the carpet, which weren't there before. I mean, it's not too bad. Just check behind the door. Yeah, that's not too bad. Walking the way through to the next bedroom. Again, the first thing I notice is here is that the carpet's been burned. There's some very dark patches. This tube on the wall. The window ledge here. If I can get it on the camera. See these marks here? That's where it's just dirty white. And then if we look at the actual window ledge and I wipe it, as you can see how dirty that is. That's actually a little bit greasy. This wardrobe shouldn't be here. And then finally the blue room, which I've already checked over and is absolutely fine and clean in all areas. A good example of how not to leave a house.